obvious that navy blue is my favorite color, so it's equally obvious I was going to like what Grazia Chiuri did at Dior today. She plucked the shade of blue from the Dior archives, and it's an indication of how much of the collection she devoted to it, that black was her light relief. I read the notes, and the idea of blue being so important to Dior is new to me. Is this something that I mean, you're going quite deep in the archives for this information?
Yes, because we are so lucky now that we have the new archive in front of our office, and so it was possible to see many pieces, and I found many references about this blue. In specific way, there is this dress in silk, taffeta silk, that he did in '54 with stitch and plissé handmade, and you see that this color is not a typical blue, because in any case it's very close with the idea of the color of the blue uniform, because blue is very uniform color, but all kind of uniform. You find military uniform, but also worker, denim, and also sport uniform.
You made this very interesting point that blue is the color of art in the 20th century, that Picasso and there were all these people using blue. I see here's a particularly beautiful blue from Picasso.
Yes, because it's a color also about spiritual color. Is speak about something that is magic and also poetic, but at the same time, like I said before, is also speak about no gender, is define gender, because normally in our society pink is for women and blue is for boys.
Was that on your mind when you were working on the collection? You know, your message last time, we should all be feminists, that message went, you know, everywhere. Have you been thinking again about this time, that to use blue is actually, you know, to use blue in women's wear? You just said it's a cliche to use pink.
Honestly, when I start, I don't know where I'm going, but it's strange, like I found some elements that in any case are close with things that are close with myself. I don't know why. Sometimes the people around me that say that I'm just a little bit crazy, because I believe in sign. If you find something and you discover something, it's because it's in your path in some way.
Collections that stand out in our memory sometimes are these solid one-color collections, mostly black. I don't think I've ever seen a, you know, beginning to end navy show before, but it is my favorite color, so I'm happy about it.
Well, I mean, we talked about doing berets for this season, Grazia and myself, and she thought of the idea of a beret, and I said, yeah, I love that idea, because it's, you know, it's the T-shirt of hats. You know, young, old, rich, poor, male, female, child.
I think there is a severity, but there's also a specific message, and I'm not talking about the feminism and, you know, that undercurrent, or maybe it's not even an undercurrent, but I think there's a cleaning happening.
Do you feel, I notice you also use the word transgression when you were talking about your working on this collection. Do you feel, like you just said, using a cape, the notion of a cape, but as a sportswear hood, even a K-wear, you said, do you feel that's sort of breaking the rules, that this is your way of dealing with Dior, that you look at the codes and then you kind of play with them?
I think that I have to play with this element, because in any case fashion has to be playful, but the first point for me is to use the reference in a contemporary way, because I think fashion has to be dreaming, but at the same time I want to use my dream every day, not only specific moment. And so it's important to have a different element. You don't feel yourself all the time in the same way. So if you propose a wardrobe faceted in Dior code, but that can use in a different way and in different mood, I think is more contemporary, because at the same time the people now want to be part of a community, but want to be also unique.
Have you adjusted to life in Paris? I mean, when we talked before, you said you were really in the deep end at Dior. You arrived here, new team, new house, new team, new city, You don't speak the new language. How's your French coming along?
Horrible. But I think that's no problem. Sometimes it's good not understand very well nothing, so you can do only what you want. It's a strange moment in my life. I feel in Paris. Paris is not my city, so I feel like a student that goes to work or to study in another city. It's just a little bit a second teenager's time. I don't feel like a job. I don't know why, probably because this is not my city.
And your daughter's in London, studying in London, so she's a student there, you're a student here. It must be a nice relationship for you.
Oh yes, she's very inspiring. She maintained me in time, connected with the new generation, and also my son, because I think they speak another language. They are so different. I try to understand them, and so probably I try to understand my time.
And that's very useful for working on the collection then, isn't it? That it gives you this very different perspective on your work, to have your kids, you know, turning you on to things.
Of course, it's different perspective because they are so different. If I think myself at the same age, is another time, is another prehistoric time. They are so connected in this time, and to speak with them, I really learn a lot every day.
What's the message of this new collection?
That we have worked hard if we want to be more equality, more opportunity for all together.